Hello to everyone out in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It is your Congressman, Jamie Raskin, coming at you with my favorite time in the week, local hero, when we get to recognize and salute the people that make the 8th District such an extraordinary place for our people to live in Montgomery, Frederick, and Carroll counties. I'm wishing everybody a continuing happy African American History Month. We've got a remarkable guest for you today. Our local hero is Dr. Monifa McKnight, who is the superintendent of the Montgomery County Board of Schools, or the Montgomery County Public School System. And before being named the superintendent by the state, she had been acting as the interim. She had been in Howard County for a bit as their chief school management and instructional leadership officer. But before that was with us in Montgomery County, in her home county. We're thrilled that she's back. She's the superintendent of our schools, and you are our local hero for everything you do every single day for our kids in Montgomery County. So thank you, Dr. McKnight.
Thank you so much, Congressman Raskin. This is a great community, and to be able to serve as superintendent to our Montgomery County Public Schools students and families is indeed a pleasure.
So tell us, as you get into this new and central role, what your principal goals are for leading us through this period. We're coming out of some tough times with COVID-19, with all of the interference with our kids' education, having to do so much virtually on the computers, the social isolation, the demoralization, some of the division, some of the fighting. How do we get through this period and back to what makes us great, which is really educating every kid to his or her absolute highest possibilities?
Thank you, Congressman Raskin. There are 3 areas that I am focusing on as we move forward here in Montgomery County Public Schools. And you hit on the actual first, and it is that we have to spend time rebuilding trust and community within our county, within our school system. There have been so many divergent opinions during managing the pandemic. And during that time, while we've had very different opinions about how we proceed, what we should do, I think that everyone has the best interest for our children at the heart of whatever their opinion is. And what we have to do is spend time to figure out what is it that we want to accomplish collectively that we're going to keep our commitment to, even when we have disagreement. And so I look forward to really spending time and building that trust with our community, providing transparency and communication and all the things that just remind them of why we're all here and working together. And when we use our collective intellect, we can all make the best decisions together for our children. That's the first. The second is, again, focusing on well-being overall, and that is physical well-being. The pandemic has taught us a lot around how do we create more safe environments within our schools. And so that's been something that's been leveraged, that's been beneficial to us, but not just physical safety and wellness, but also mental health and wellness. That isolation period we've seen have impacted our students and our staff in a very significant way. And so focusing our attention on how do we provide wellness in a way that is meaningful, individualized, and serving the needs of our staff and our students in a very differentiated way, meeting their individual needs is going to be key. And then finally, we need to get back to what we are experts in education. And that is really looking at how do we address the learning needs of all of our students. It's what we're good at in Montgomery County. Our school system is one of the top in the nation because that is the work that we know how to do. And the pandemic has taken us off in a number of different directions, but centering ourselves back on that and how we help all of our students be successful academically so that they can be college, career, and community ready is key. So I am thrilled to work with our stakeholders, to work with you, Congressman Raskin, and many others around how do we create these conditions to work in the best interest of our students and staff in Montgomery County Public Schools. And I'm excited.
Well, that's very exciting, and it's very inspiring to hear you talk about everything that we need to do, everything that we're going to do in the community. I've always felt that education is what binds us and unifies us in Montgomery County. It's a place where people love education, people celebrate education, people cultivate it. People are not trying to ban books. People are not trying to stop other people from learning. And So we're coming through hard times like the rest of the country, but you give us a great vision of how to restore our momentum in that way. I've always wondered, what people can do whose kids are not in the schools right now, because, people get very invested when their kids are in school right now, or if they're a teacher or they're a staff person in school. But what about those of us whose kids now have, grown out of MCPS, they're doing other stuff? What's the role of other people?
I tell you, again, I say this is one of the strengths of Montgomery County. Our school system is one that has benefited many who have graduated and gone on and being successful, but we also have to think about what's the commitment to the students and families who are still here. So whether you are a business owner in Montgomery County, you have a role, because we're always looking for internships within our school system. We're always looking for what are the skills that you need as a business owner that we need to make relevant in the classroom right now, so that our students are being prepared for that career path, whatever that may be. So we have, that's an example of business owners. We also think about those who have students who have graduated, who have lots of volunteer time. Come read to our students, come get involved within our schools. This has been a year we've worked through many challenges with labor. And so we've depended on those in our community who can come in and volunteer time. And many of our volunteers have students who've graduated and are no longer in Montgomery County Public Schools, but have the time to do that. So we welcome you into our schools to support whatever needs are there. And I will even mention, it's so interesting as we think about wellness and the need for wellness. We have so many supports. Our street outreach network here in Montgomery County Public Schools, in the Department of Health and Human Services, many partners that we have just connected with during COVID-19 that have shown us that all the supports that we need exist within our community. We just have to leverage them in a different way. And so that is what we've started. And I look forward to us continuing, because it does continue to support that message of this is going to take a community effort for us to come back better than ever in Montgomery County. And that's what I am committed to doing and leading in the school system. And I know we're going to get there.
Well, you're a great inspiration to us. You're a great leader. You are our local hero for everything you're doing every day. And we wish you all kinds of success for our kids and for the entire community. So thank you so much, Dr. McKnight.
Thank you for having me.